Hey everybody, welcome back. It's episode 35 of the Common Woman Podcast. We are back.
It sounds nice and loud with the applause.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
I think the week off we had a little bit extra energy to clap it up or something. I don't know.
It was a nice little day off.
Nice little break.
Respite.
Yeah. I missed you guys though, meaning the listeners, not you guys, because I still see you.
Whatever.
I hope y'all missed us and had a wonderful Thanksgiving break, or if you had to work, which would suck.
Sucks.
Yeah. I hope you guys got lots of stuff on Black Friday that was on sale, because now it seems like they have these Black Friday sales like mad early in the week. Yeah. It's like Black Friday on Monday now.
It was Black Friday after Labor Day.
They really every year I feel like it gets earlier and earlier, and then they prolong it. It's like you got Cyber Monday.
Cool.
Then they're like Cyber Monday continues on Tuesday.
Keep everything at 50% off. All fucking ways. How about that?
I'm happy with that.
They should.
No complaints.
They would have Black Friday every day. They would have so much, sales. So they should do it. They should keep it.
No,
not that I need to be spending any money, but So
let's talk about shopping.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to introduce us. I am your host, Cortnie. Hopefully you didn't forget about me. I'm joined by the lovely...
It's been 1 week, girl.
And wonderful...
Melissa,
the media is fickle, yo.
Y'all know me.
Is that what it is?
And we're also joined by my amazing husband, Babe, in the building. Babe made us... Babe, you might as well just... Because I already forgot what it's called. He made us this drink.
12-mile limit. It's pre-prohibition drink.
What's in it?
A lot of liquor.
What does that mean?
That prohibition was back in the 18s, I think it was, where they made alcohol completely illegal. So that
and you had the
drink
bootleggers.
That drink is kind of a twist on the original. There was something called the 3-mile limit, but it sucks so bad that nobody wants to drink it.
Oh wow!
And the reason that drink was named the 3-mile limit was because back in the days, the only way you could drink alcohol was in a casino about 3 miles away from land. So that's how they got around the not drinking laws.
Yeah.
But they redid a drink, but they called it the 12-mile instead, because they extended it further out after a while. Because they figured out people were still doing it, but only 3 miles away. So now there's like, F it, we're going to make it 12 miles. So it's going to take you like 2 hours to get there and back. So, yeah.
I stopped listening like
Such
halfway
a
through
nerd. Such a nerd. Such random information.
Such random stuff for real.
That was cool. I listened.
See, now
you did?
Now it makes sense.
I was like, what?
See? Don't appreciate the drink, yo.
I was like, huh?
That's interesting. I'm here for it.
See? At least she made me believe a little bit.
But I gave you the uh-hums and the okay.
I saw the glaze in your eye.
I felt it.
You know it all too well.
I didn't see it and I felt it. I was like, Cortnie is gone.
A little longer, she would have started drooling.
I'm over here thinking, what did the polls say? Sorry. Thank you for that, though.
Forget it now.
I appreciate that you put so much research into the drinks that you make.
She's not getting anything else. Water.
She barely drinks anyway.
Water.
I mean, they taste really good. They look like fruit punch, and they taste kind of like fruit punch with a spiky twist.
You'll see in a half an hour how much of that twist it has.
Oh, God. We're going to be off the rails by the end of this podcast.
You don't take me much. That's bad.
Word. I just wanted to give a shout out to my cousin, Andrea. Thank you so much for listening and supporting and sending me suggestions for the topics for the show and commenting. We'd love to hear from everyone, but it really kind of is special when you know that your family is listening and supporting. That's really big. And I know how big you are on support and, showing up for people. So that really means a lot to me that you are showing up for us.
We love supportive people.
Yes.
Far and few in between.
Really? What happened? What what is these things called?
Strap.
You know how when you buy clothes and they have the little string,
thing.
The loop that's supposed to go on the hanger? Those things are the most annoying.
I cut them off.
I usually do.
But then how do you hang your clothes up?
They stay
You
on the
don't need
hanger
it.
if
They
you got
stay
the
on
right
the hanger.
hanger.
But don't it make
gotta
those
get
crazy
that.
shapes on the edges?
No, you gotta get that. What's that material? The one that I have.
Like felt. No.
Oh, you got fancy
Velvet?
ass hangers.
Like
Is
the
it
velvet,
velvet?
like the velvet
Wow.
ones.
The velvety felties.
Mm.
Yes, super
Yeah.
thin.
Qué bullshit.
Or you could get
All
like
day.
the wood ones that have the
You know I'm
plastic
bougie.
on the side. Yeah.
I was
Oh,
called
okay.
classy with a touch of hood. I didn't know how to take it.
A touch.
I've heard it so many times though, so I can't really be insulted. Apparently, you're classy, but you can tell that you can turn up on
That's
somebody.
Metro Hood
Mhm.
right there.
Metro hood.
That's it.
We
I
gotta
coined
add
it.
that. We gotta
I coined
add
it.
that.
Jasmine
Metro
said
hood.
it's
Metro
it's
hood.
rough around the edges.
Rough around the edges.
I like Metro Hood.
I like Metro hood
Metro
too.
hood.
That fits you better
I don't even want to be titled that, but like I guess I can't.
because it doesn't.
It's the way
it
I
doesn't
talk,
sound
I
like
guess.
hood. You know what I'm saying? Even though the hood is part of the word, Metro hood just sounds just classy.
Mm-hmm. It's fancy.
Yes.
But what about?
Mel
Is
the
it
Metro
just the way
hood.
that I talk? I was so weird. Am I aggressive? Maybe
I
I'm a
don't-
bit aggressive.
What with the hood part? Yeah, I
I've
can
known
see
you
that.
for so long that I don't really see it like that anymore. Like I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know. DM us.
Mhm. There you go.
I don't want y'all
Yeah, a
opinion.
whole lot of shit
Hold
coming
that
through.
shit back. Don't listen to her. I don't want that. We ain't asking y'all.
Oh man. Well, we don't have any social media updates for you guys this week.
No polls.
I've heard from someone that they don't like it when we talk about social media.
You didn't take the polls this week.
Not social media.
Mm.
Ratchet TV. I mean, I was
That's
talking about
because
Ratchet
Weston
TV.
doesn't watch any
Oh,
Ratchet
called
TV.
her straight out.
So no, we can leave it there if we want to talk about it. She can fast forward. She don't listen. She don't watch that stuff.
Oh, but we have to talk
Other
about
people
the
do.
fact that Omarion.
Oh, Omarion, yes.
That's
Petty
nice,
Prince
yo.
Award.
That was hot, yo. I
This-
applaud that man.
Okay,
I do
so
too.
so for those of you who don't know, just for
Yo,
those of you who don't know anything
Petty
That shit was
about
hot.
the
King.
situation,
Took all their freaking
Petty
money, yo.
on
let me
the
let me
birthday.
preface it with this.
On the birthday.
That was
All
hot.
right,
But wait,
go
wait,
ahead,
wait.
go ahead, go ahead,
So
go
if you
ahead.
don't know what's going on, Omarion, R&B singer, was in B2K with Little Fizz. Little Fizz and him were supposed to be good friends, whatever. Little Fizz
Little Fizz.
ended up
I
getting
would have a whole
together
problem
with
with a motherfucker calling
Omarion's
me Lil
baby
Fizz.
father. I mean, baby
No,
mother.
he's half a fizz.
He's stupid.
He ain't got no fizz now.
So-
He a broke mother.
Broke ass fizz.
He's stupid. So everybody's been getting on Little Fizz in April, which is Omarion's baby's mother, because
Little
of
Flat.
that, and it's like breaking bro code, all that stuff, whatever. So
He did though.
they were supposed to
thank
go
you,
on
thank you.
tour overseas,
Mhm.
but Omarion put the kibosh on it, and
Did it the whole tour.
Mm.
Made his own fucking tour.
yup,
And then dropped the news on Lil Fizzy birthday.
on Little Fizz's birthday.
Flatten that motherfucker
Because the
hard.
greatest part of this all was that everybody thought that
The memes were the greatest.
oh
I'm
my
sorry, go
god,
ahead.
it was. Everybody thought that Omarion was so like unbothered by the whole situation, but he was just like, I got something for y'all.
Just waiting. He was
On
hitting the
his
bag,
birthday.
yo.
That
Oh,
was
his
the
birthday.
greatest
even
shit
worse.
I've ever seen.
You
You
hit
know
that
what's
bag. Ooh.
I saw I think if you Google Fizz, it'll say like his birthday, and it'll say also known as Omarion
Day.
National Omarion Day.
Yo, they two-pieced him.
Yo,
He got KO'd.
he got
and it was
nailed.
the
That
greatest.
was lovely, yo.
That was
lovely.
the greatest
It
thing I've ever
was
seen in my
beautiful.
life.
That
It
was
was pretty
beautiful.
sweet.
I don't even think
can't
I
lie.
could
That,
have
that was masterful.
done
right
something
there.
as wonderful
That
as
took
he.
some
yeah.
serious
That
balls.
was nice. That was nice. Pissed off everybody in one shot. Fuck all of y'all.
Ah.
That was it.
I just saw the last
That's
episode of Love and Hip Hop, and I
Me
forgot
too.
what he said at the end, but he tried to say that he's unbothered.
Yeah, he
I was
said,
like, homie, you're unbothered and broke.
Yeah.
Bye. Like, it's
word.
I
was
would be hella
really-
bothered.
I'd be freaking pissed off.
I was kind of like, ew, when I saw that, because he was like, yeah, you know, me and April are happy, and we're looking at all of y'all like y'all stupid or something
Nah,
stupid like
you
that.
just
And then he
mad
puts
'cause you
his
broke.
his middle finger up,
He's
and it's
broke.
like, nah,
He's broke.
like,
He's broke. He's broke. He's mad.
like
I mean,
really?
I can see why now.
He better be on next season. That's the only
That's-
check.
that's
That's
your
the only
income.
bag.
Nah, he ain't gonna have that no more. She's gonna have a show though.
My cousin said that apparently
could
the
get
kids
spin-off.
live with Omarion. So if
Oh.
anything, April should be paying child support to
I
Omarion.
would
Yep.
love to know how he got full custody because they hardly do that.
When you got money though, that is different. Everything
Yeah.
works different when you got dollars.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a whole different story when you got money.
Nuts.
That's gotta be rough.
For who?
Her.
For April?
She don't look too worried about it.
She looks unbothered.
She
Not
probably is
anymore though.
unbothered.
She's like, damn, yo, what's up with your check? Your baby father took my check.
This is crazy.
Well, they don't know. Moved in together and everything.
Who
It's
gonna
a
pay?
nice house.
It is a nice
Where's
house.
that
too.
mortgage check coming from next
Well,
month, yo?
I mean, they made a lot of money on the Millennium Tour, so he might have
Hope
some
that money lasts
some bank.
to the next deal.
He banked it.
Yeah, 'cause
Knowing
that
he
song
wasn't going
he
on it.
had on his own was
Because
so
I ain't
trash.
never seen.
I
Yeah, I
didn't even
was
hear
just
it.
about to say I ain't
They
never
did a-
heard
they
a
did a
little Fizz
clip.
single.
They did a clip. They did a clip of it though, and I was like, "Oh God, that was a real song." I thought it was like a joke.
That he was rapping. That one.
I think it's like for a stripper movie. He said or something.
Mm.
Is that the one that Moniece was in the video?
No, I thought that was a long time ago. I thought that was
Oh.
years ago.
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
Well played.
Well.
son. Well played.
All right, Wes, we done.
Kudos.
Hit play. Hit play.
Moving on to today's topic.
Minute 4 and 3 seconds.
Yes. Skip ahead. I might start putting the time code in the show notes again so you could skip ahead of this. But
That's hysterical.
that's funny. Anyway, today's topic, we're talking about settling and resentment.
Mm.
This I don't know if I should say what inspired this. I probably shouldn't say what inspired this topic. But it's interesting. There's a lot of people out here settling and just
I'm super
accepting less
guilty.
than what they deserve.
I've been super guilty of it.
Mm.
Yeah. Let's see who else has been super guilty of it.
Oh, wow. What a lead-in. Damn.
Apparently a lot of people. Let's see. Okay. It's not in the archive. This is still current. So I asked, have you ever settled for someone? 61% said yes and 39% said no. So yeah, a lot of people. And some of the reasons why people settled, actually almost everyone who answered yes said because they wanted to have kids. Some people said they wanted to be married. Others said, let's see, they wanted to get out of their house.
Damn.
You know, like out of their parents'
mean-
house. But mainly because of kids.
Mm.
And one person said, Jessica said, financial stability.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes to better than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially nowadays. Damn, you can't live.
Yo, you can't.
You can't live alone.
It's like impossible, especially if you live in New York.
Your ass is gonna live in a shelter.
I
You
feel
know?
so blessed.
You are blessed, girl.
You got
I feel
lucky.
so
Doing it.
blessed.
You
Doing
got
it.
lucky.
So, aside from those reasons, like financial reasons and wanting to get out of your house, I feel like a lot of people settle because they're afraid that they're not going to meet somebody better.
100%. I've done that.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
You're with some. You know what happens too is that you'll go through a breakup and then it takes time and it's not easy to meet people these days, to be honest. It is and it's not. It let me correct myself. It is and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to organically meet someone.
Yeah.
It's just we're in the age of technology, so it just changes the whole dynamic of it.
And also, too, I think it depends on what age you're at also.
That too.
Because as you get older, the opportunity to meet people becomes less because you're not, constantly going. Well, I mean, for some people, you're not in the same set. You're not in college all the time,
exactly.
or in
You
going
have
to clubs.
to really
or
go out, and you have to really put
make
like
an effort.
Mhm.
yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
You do. Then when you go into online dating, it's an abundance,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not quality, but it's quantity.
Mm-hmm. And that could be overwhelming.
It's beyond overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then you're so overwhelmed, and you're clearly on there for a reason. Whether
Yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
just you're just ready to be with someone, or maybe you're just lonely and you want to meet someone new,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that you'll end up paying attention to just whatever
pays attention to you.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
I think sometimes people's families' agendas can push that too. Like if your parents are like on you about being with somebody and like you succumb to that, like I just want them off my back, or like
I feel like every woman just hits that point. If you haven't had kids by a certain age, every woman hits that point of, oh my God, it's time.
Yeah.
I'm running out of time. It's that time clock. Every woman hits that.
Yeah.
Every single one.
What I've
never heard of not one woman feeling that out.
Yeah. I just don't like hearing or seeing a woman who feels like their time is running out pressuring a man into having children. Because that's like never a good thing. You should never pressure anyone into doing something when they're not ready. Like, especially having kids. It is a big, huge, life-changing event having children. Like, you have to be ready. You know, and if that person that you're with is not ready, then you find somebody else.
Remember I sent you that post of that guy. So he was with a woman. She wanted children. He didn't want kids. She gave him an ultimatum, and he gave her kids. And now
three of them.
Three
of them.
He said he hates his kids. He hates his kids, and he resents hers. And he won't leave because he feels guilty. Not sad, or he just guilty. Like he doesn't. He wants them to have a good life.
Yeah, because they didn't. It's not their fault that he hates them.
But he hates them.
Wow.
And did it say he had been on suicide watch?
Yeah.
He was on suicide watch. Because he wanted to, like, I was just like, wow.
It's ridiculous. Like, you should never.
So now you're a mother of 3 kids with a useless partner that is now putting that much more strain on you and your life and your kids.
And no matter how much he says that he wants to, even though he hates them, he's trying to be a good father so that, you know, because it wasn't their fault. They're going to feel that.
Of course.
I mean,
they're going to feel
I'm
that.
assuming he's not an affectionate.
Yeah, he's probably really freaking cold.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how do you show love and affection to your children if you hate them? And that's crazy because you go through phases with your children where they annoy the hell out of you.
Yeah, but I can never hate
so,
my kids.
but you still love them underneath all that. Like, it's frustrating and you might get into arguments with them, but underneath all that is a foundation of love. So to have a foundation of hate, what does that look like?
Yeah.
That was
the scariest thing that I read. I was like, that's
very
real?
Scary. Oh, and he said if they were to get into a car crash and die of a fiery death or something like that, he wouldn't even be sad.
Yo.
How unreal is that?
That's crazy.
Never force anybody into having kids. Never do it. Never do it. Oh my God.
That's nuts.
That was the realest thing I've ever read. I was
that was real.
Oh shit.
He was like OD honest.
I've never heard of that.
Well, if they didn't know before, they know now.
But obviously this must be a thing though, because people out here are killing their kids. So clearly, but it's like I've just never heard
it vocalized like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, me either.
I was horrified.
That shocked me to the core.
I was horrified.
Because it's you know what's even more sad about that there's so many people out there who really, really want kids and can't have kids for whatever reason. So it's like you got people out here who just volunteered to have children and hate them. Like, it gets me so annoyed. It's ugly. Good luck to you, bro.
No one could force you to have a kid. You
made that conscious
You're a piece
decision.
of shit who wanted a nut.
That's what it was. That's
so
really what it came down to.
Yeah, another reason I think people settle is low self-esteem. They don't think that they can get anybody better. Did we say that already?
Happens a lot.
You know, I went on a completely different rant than what I meant to when you initially brought that up. And I was sitting here as you were talking, trying to figure out what we were talking about. That I went on that rant.
So you just went on a whole different story.
I did. But yes, with the low self-esteem, you don't feel good enough for anyone because you're not satisfied with yourself. And so you always hold on to whoever you're with because you feel like you're never going to get with someone else.
Yeah. That's so sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
I've never been that low, but I've had low self-esteem where I've been with people and I'm like, there has to be someone who could treat me better, but I don't know that I'll find them.
Me too.
So it's like you want to just hold on to what you're in. And I don't know for what, like for what reason, but I didn't understand what it was to be by myself.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't know that it's fucking great and I don't have to deal with shit. No, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. I just needed to feel like I was wanted. It's the weirdest validation because I'm like, why did I need it from you when I come from such a loving home with parents and I have family and friends, and it's like, but why is there still like a missing piece?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's that. We all want that intimacy and that
yeah, we crave
love and
it.
affection. Yeah, we
I
crave
think it's
it.
a natural human emotion, feeling to have, to want companionship, to want to be loved and wanted. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But then what we forget is that when we stay in these situations and accept it as what it is, we're telling the universe that this is what we're okay with. And so we're going to keep attracting the same thing because we're accepting the same pattern repeatedly.
Facts. And it literally is the same. Yeah. The same.
And it's crazy because you'll go into something new and you'll feel like it's different, but all of a sudden it'll become very familiar. And you just, here it is again.
I'll never forget when I was dating, I was like, oh my God, why do I keep meeting dudes with no car that are bums? It was every single dude, Uber. No car, wanted to just have sex, didn't want to really have a relationship.
That's probably something that you weren't fully focused on, but subconsciously you were.
I was.
And so you kept bringing that
I was manifesting it.
Yeah.
Because I was accepting it actively. Because I was looking for the wrong thing too. Because every guy that I was looking to, like I was looking at them and like, oh, he looks good. It was a type that I was like going for. And it wasn't the right one. Yeah. I was seeing how they looked and they had nothing else. You know? And then also too, I thought that, you know, in order to keep them, I had to, you know, do that. Or like, you know, like it had to be sexual. Yeah. So even though I didn't want to do that, I just kind of like went along with the flow.
I feel like I've definitely been in that situation several times. Yeah. For years.
Yeah, for years and years.
I've sat in situations like that for years, on and off. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, me too. And it's funny how you don't realize it until you make the conscious decision to make a change in what you're choosing. And then you see the pattern change and like, oh, it was me. Okay.
That's the hardest thing to do, though.
They're not
the
all
hardest
trash.
thing to do is internalize the role that you're playing. Because you constantly just want to be like, oh, he's just another piece of shit.
Yep.
And it's easy to just put the blame on everyone instead of turning around and saying, okay, I love pieces of shit. Clearly, this is what the fuck I'm dealing with, right? So when am I gonna stop disrespecting myself,
right?
And not putting myself first,
right? When am I gonna value myself?
You know what I'm saying,
right?
So it takes a while to get there. Yeah. I didn't get there till 30s, unfortunately. That's a long time, like years of dating. But you know, I put in the work. Yeah. For me, late. To me, it's late. Obviously, it's not. I think it's always right on time.
Yeah, it's never late.
It's always right on time. But it's still, for me, I'm like, damn, I wish I got to this point sooner.
But then you would have not gotten that experience.
Yeah, and you never know, like, what the future has in store for you. Like, now is the time for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the right frame of mind and everything is coming together for you, you know, at this time for a reason.
I had a lot of healing to do.
Yeah.
And I realized that you think you're healed from a situation because it doesn't mentally bother you as much anymore. But that just means that you've gotten kind of past it and tucked it away. But doesn't mean that you actually work through the emotions. Because I would always think, okay, I'm over this ex. He cheated. I'm over it. I'm not jaded by it. But then I get in the next thing, and you do one thing that is similar, and I have immediate flashbacks, and I'm like, oh, he's doing this, and that's not the case. But I'm bringing that baggage into this situation. And a solid man is going to see that you have this baggage, and he's going to piece you the fuck out. And he might not tell you that. So you're just going to be completely ghosted or broken up with, and you're going to sit there and be like, what the hell?
That's why self-awareness is key. Go back to episode 1, guys.
Oh, nice.
Silly ass.
Oh, man.
That's usually what I do.
It's true. I got that from you.
I was eventually going to get there, too.
Oh, speaking of which, man, thank you guys. Thank you to all the listeners. We just found out, because Spotify has this like wrap up for 2019. We just found out that we have listeners in 30 different countries across the world.
So
Taiwan, yo.
effing cool.
Yo.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So hopefully you guys are still listening. So thank you to anyone who is outside of the United States, inside the United States, wherever you are. Like, we are so honored that you're listening to us. Like, that's so dope.
That's awesome.
Tell a friend.
Bye.
Yeah, man. Thank you for all the listens and streams and everything. That really made us feel real good. But back to the topic. So I think another reason that people settle is laziness. People don't want to put in all that work you were just talking about to work on themselves, to attract the right partner, and also the work that's involved in maintaining a healthy relationship. Because I don't know if people think this, but like, I think some people do think that when you get into a relationship, it's just supposed to like be good and that's it. Like, you really have to put work in. Like, it doesn't matter who you're with. Like, if you're with the right person, like, they could be the best person in the world. You still got to put in work. You got to, like, make compromises to make each other happy and stuff. And, you know, you got to work out your life according to what's going on in your life. You got to deal with
highs and lows, emotional
tragedies,
shit,
psychological issues.
There's two different people, so
personalities.
Having to coexist with someone is very difficult.
It is.
Yeah,
it's very difficult.
It is.
See, but the thing is, just like, if they agree with you, then you know something is definitely wrong. If they're always saying yes, that means they checked out a long time ago.
And that's a good point, babe, because I think some people think you shouldn't be arguing.
No, that's not.
Sorry, guys, I have a piece of ice in my mouth. But it's actually healthy. I think it's healthy to argue every now and then. Because you're not going to have, like, we're people. We have different opinions. You're not always going to agree on everything. We'd be so boring if we agreed on everything. And sometimes through arguments, that's how you come to compromise and agreement. You know what I mean? And changing the course of your relationship on a better trajectory, you know? So it's like, it's not always a bad thing. It's bad when it's like toxic.
Well, certain arguments will help you evolve.
And
just mature and learn different things about each other. But yeah, toxicity is.
You shouldn't be like degrading each other.
No, there's definitely a healthy and go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was it. I was gonna say, I think that when you get to that point, it should be a wrap.
Yeah.
When you start to degrade each other, you mean like tearing each other down. If it gets to that point.
If there's certain lines that are crossed, once you cross them, they're gonna continue to be crossed. I've learned that.
Unfortunately,
the hard way.
And honestly too, when you cross those lines and you go to a deeper place of hurt, you kind of like put a chink in the relationship, because I really don't think that there's any amount of sorries that are going to get rid of the initial hurt that was caused. Because it's like, wow, you say you love me, but you went that low and you hurt me in a place where you know that is like really like delicate. Then it's like, nah, you can't really come fully back from that. Like, you can't.
You have to be really strong to in certain situations like that, because I feel like people who are able to go very low and very hurtful can also flip it and be very manipulative
Yeah.
and will cry and apologize and will
Yes.
repeat a cycle, and you'll just
Yes.
be in this washer machine.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were gonna say something different with that, but that's
you
so
have
true.
to be strong enough to know, okay, you know what, this isn't healthy.
Yeah.
This is more than likely gonna be a thing. I always say, you know, one time.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like, okay, you get one pass. We're gonna communicate about this. I'm gonna tell you what it is. But you do it again, then I know that this is something that is guaranteed going to continue down the line.
Yeah. Yeah. And those are things you gotta pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta pay attention to. You can't ignore those things. Oh man. That's another thing. I feel like
Abuse is
Yeah,
abuse.
but
Exactly.
I think the first lay of the hands, that's it.
Oh,
time,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No matter what it is,
Absolutely.
there's definitely
there's
Absolutely.
no reason for that.
some clear cut like
Absolutely.
no tolerance
Mhm.
situations for
Mhm.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go back to episode. What was that? 25.
Oh,
I think
damn.
mental
Quoting
health.
Pages.
Was it
We
that
talk
long
about
ago
that.
already?
Yeah, we've
I
been
think
here
it
for a
was.
while, yo.
Not 25, because 25 was when we had the audience. Whatever the mental health was, it was like 26 or 27.
Mm.
Go back and listen to Mel's story, because she really shared
Yeah,
some
yeah.
important gems about what she went through
Mhm.
in terms of abuse.
It's still weird to hear it. I'm like, who was abused?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like,
Not me.
yeah,
Get
Yeah.
out of here.
it's always a weird word
Oh,
to
26.
say.
Because you're not a
Wow.
victim, you're a victor.
Oh.
Know what I mean?
She's so cute.
Metro Hood.
Let me get a Metro Hood
That's
shirt.
it. That's
I
it.
gotta
Yeah, we
write
gotta
that
get a couple of
down.
shirts, yo.
Yeah, we got a lot of
Right?
shirts
Yeah.
to
I already forgot
manufacture.
some of them.
No, I
already.
I
still
wrote them
remember
down.
some of
You remember
I
some?
wrote them
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So I think also too, people are in denial, and I was gonna ask you, what do you think are the reasons why some people are in denial that, you know, I don't know, like in denial about the person that they're settling for. Like they think, oh yeah, no, they're good, but everybody else knows.
There's so many reasons.
they're not.
There's so many different reasons.
Yeah.
One is your own selfishness
Mm.
of what it is that you want. What do you want from this relationship? If it's more than likely something selfish,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
are you in it because you want a child right now?
Mm.
Are you in it because you want to be married right now?
Yeah.
You don't. Are you really taking this person into account?
Mhm.
Because down the line, you're probably not going to end up together.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
So you're being selfish
Yeah.
and
Just to get what you
needing
want.
to have what you want right now.
Mm.
This is just it.
Mm.
There's loneliness.
Yeah.
Loneliness
Get
is
a cat, yo.
motherfucker. Loneliness is a
Loneliness will do you
motherfucker.
in, y'all.
It
Get
really
get yourself a
does.
pet, yo.
You will convince yourself. You will settle so hard. You will convince
Yeah.
yourself that someone is just enough
Mm-hmm.
to just not be alone.
Ugh. I've done it.
Mhm.
I say ugh, but I've done it. I've
Yeah.
absolutely done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very true.
That low self-esteem of feeling like you can't get better
Yeah.
is crazy. But I think selfishness is, like, to me, the top
Mm.
of the list.
But
Because
you know
if
what?
you're with someone who really isn't a great person
Mhm.
or just not up to par, but you're doing it because
Mhm.
you want to have a child, well, thanks for the horrible baby mama, baby daddy.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Exactly.
Thanks for a horrible union that this child now has to deal
Yeah,
It's
with.
not
now the child
fair.
that gets screwed over.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That selfishness is the child is going to pay for your selfishness.
Mhm.
And your selfishness is you're going to attract that. What you're putting out there, you're going to attract that. So
Mhm.
you're not going to have a good relationship if you're just being selfish. You know, you're not going to have the partner that you desire. It's not going to work out that way.
Mm.
And there's like something to be said about God's timing. Like, I know not everybody believes the same thing, but like I truly believe that God has everything planned for certain times.
Mm.
And it just goes according to what we choose, how that changes the way it goes. You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like we decrease our, I don't know how to say it, but I feel like God's plan is like up here. And then we have our own plans for ourselves that are like way down here compared to what God has for us.
Yeah.
And I remember one time when I was in church, a pastor said that if we were to see the plan that God had for our life, we would cry, just cry and cry and cry and cry, because we wanted so much less for ourselves and we didn't live the way that we should in order to get all the things that he had promised for us. So I really truly believe that there's a reason why certain things don't happen. And there's a reason why, like, we have to wait for certain things.
Oh, we have no patience.
No patience.
Everything is, I feel
No
like,
patience.
it's a test
That's
of
a reason.
patience. There's no patience. You want what you want when you want it, and that is it. And that is it.
Man, listen.
And it's honestly, I just don't think it's in everyone's journey to be a mother.
Yeah.
You can try to force it as much as you want. If it's not in your
cards,
it's not going to happen.
So then find your purpose. Find your purpose, because you have one. You know, everyone has one. And then also too, if you're in a situation where you for some reason can't have kids, or you can't find the right partner or something, like, examine yourself. Examine the reasons behind why you feel so strongly that this is what you want to do. Is this really what you want to do? Do you really know what entails being a parent? What entails being, you know, responsible for another human life? How are you responsible for yourself?
I think too, I understand the desire to have a child that looks like you and you birthed it, and I get that. But maybe you have a greater purpose of adopting someone who was so left out, and you know that these kids are a little broken, obviously. So, I mean, to me, what's higher than that?
Yeah.
Than to like really save a soul and try to, you know, create such a better life for someone.
True. I never even thought about it like that.
To me would be like the most amazing thing. So maybe if you're not able to have one, you can save one.
That's such good advice, Mel.
So, and I get it. I get you want your own. And I say, you know, definitely try and have one.
Yeah.
But if it's not in the cards, there can be just a higher purpose with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you foster. If you have the means, maybe you get a house and you foster multiple kids and try your best to like just raise a beautiful army.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I like
people
that.
just have to just constantly remember how blessed you are at the end of the day.
That's very true, Mel.
We're alive.
Very true.
None of these people I know that really want babies and are settling. None of us are starving. We're not homeless. We are blessed. So just like
remember that.
Stay happy.
Share your
Do
blessings.
what makes you happy, and just wait.
Just
wait.
I'm telling you, it's so much more worth the wait. It's so worth it. It really is. I feel like when we try to take things into our own hands, we diminish things a little bit. Like it could be so much better. So much better. And long lasting too. Depending on what what it is that you're doing. Yo, we got real deep for a second. Woo!
Damn.
That was powerful,
that stuff
Mel.
was deep, yo.
I like that. I like that suggestion.
Is that 12? Oh.
Said 12 miles.
Getting all philosophical or whatever. You know what I mean?
Beta.
I love when you say that. I ain't gonna lie.
Me too. Lack of self-awareness. Another reason why people are settling. Yeah. Lack of self-awareness. That's all I got. I don't know what else to say about that.
I don't know. There's so many reasons. I just feel like
like choking.
Like I'm choking. I know we say this all the time. It's like beating a dead horse, but really having some time to yourself really clarifies so much in your life.
Yeah.
And you start to realize that there's nothing worse than unhappiness and settling. There really is nothing worse than that. Why am I like taking myself off my throne?
Girl.
Do you know what I'm saying? You're on a throne. Why are you stepping down for a peasant?
Word, yo.
You know what I'm
Why are
saying?
you stepping down
Why
from
are
your
we
throne
stepping
from
down?
for a
Peon,
peasant?
yo.
Like,
That should be the
it's like
affirmation.
Don't
we're
step down for
accepting
that peasant,
so
yo.
much shit and abuse, and it's like, for what?
Yes.
For
You're
what?
right, you're right.
For an orgasm? Get a toy.
Yeah, but there you go.
It's really not all
There's so
that
many
at the end of the day.
alternatives, yeah.
But it's like, it's low vibrational shit, and I just can't live in that energy anymore.
It's not
Thank
worth
God
it.
and amen.
It's
It
not worth
isn't.
So I had a gentleman.
Oh, a sir?
I had a gentleman
We're just gonna have a shirt that says "Sir." With
pick me up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whatever. It was online. I'm like, all right, we can hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Attractive, whatever. I got nothing going on. So, meet someone new, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm already seeing the bullshit.
Right off jump? Damn.
Off jump.
Damn.
People show you who they are.
Yes.
If you're paying attention.
We'll
Ass
go
is
out.
all out.
Yeah. We'll go out Saturday. Then it's, I'm strapped. If you want to dub me, you can. Okay. You're dubbed. I don't know what else. And then the next day,
Strapped for cash.
I get
Yo, how's that aligned, though?
a dick pic. Sir.
Got no money, but
He
what
thought
about
that was
this?
gonna reel her back in.
He thought I was going to see his naked photo
Yeah.
and be like, it's all good, fuck a date.
He
Come
thought
over.
that the thought
Sir.
that he thought he was gonna get the thought.
Mm.
Sir.
That's what it was.
I will never
This
understand that.
is where we live right now.
Yeah.
I said, this low vibrational
But this-
motherfucker better get
But
the
don't
fuck up out of
people
here.
know women don't really like dick pics.
We don't. We be like, ew.
Some do, but
I'm sure some do.
yeah, no, some do,
The
but
majority of us don't.
I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good. I'm good on that.
man, I'm not gonna lie, it ain't the most attractive part. I got one, but I'm like,
It
yo.
definitely wasn't. It was not, it's not an attractive sight.
Yours is beautiful.
Why? Thank you.
Gag me. I know. Pause.
That's what she said.
I knew you were gonna do that. Oh my! Sound effects too. Cut that. Cut that. Anyway,
About to
so
make me
yeah,
spit my drink out.
that was funny. So I blocked him immediately.
Oh,
I was a
That
little
was disturbing.
disappointed. Disappointed. I didn't like make a little dickhead comment and then block, but I was just like, I just have no
pun
words for this.
intended.
I should have. Yeah. Y'all get me today.
Man, how do you just go from like 0 to 100 like that? Bam.
It just happened to me
There
on
it
so many
is.
different occasions. It's just happened to me on so many different occasions. It's
Dick
not
in
even.
your face.
Yo, fact.
Literally.
I'm so numb to it. I hate y'all. I'm so
That's
numb
sad
to
that
it
you're
at
numb
this.
to
No,
it.
I am. I'm so numb to it at this point. I'm like, all right,
You're
block.
like, oh God,
Let me
another
just block
dick.
It's not
this.
even shocking
Another
anymore.
dick. Exactly. Isn't that fucking horrible?
You
Here
should have
we
just
are.
texted him back. Not that impressive, bro.
Yeah, I've seen better.
I should have wrote, that's it? Question mark. And then blocked them. But
Where's the rest?
but I was like, I don't even want to engage.
Oh,
Like, I just
God.
want you to know that I'd rather die
I wanna-
than deal with you. I died a death. Leave me alone. I just cannot. I just can't do this shit anymore.
I died of death.
Oh man.
And came back to block you. I wonder if he felt that. Like, maybe I need to stand at a
Yeah.
different angle next time.
See, I don't think guys would have the same reaction though.
If we sent you a poon pic,
Nah.
I mean, that ain't the prettiest sight either.
It's not.
So put on a happy face.
Oh, shit.
Stupid.
These people are crazy. These people out here crazy.
Priorities are out of order.
Yeah.
And that's what I have listed as another reason why people are settling.
Nice segue.
Oh, man. Your priority should be you first. Focus on yourself, work on yourself, and you will attract everything that you desire and more and more.
That's true.
You know, we don't put ourselves first because we want not this is not everybody. I'm just saying when you're in this
Settlement.
other place,
Negotiation.
I lost it.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what were we
up.
talking about?
Priorities, putting yourself first. You
Putting
said we
yourself
don't put
first.
ourselves first.
Yes. I've said it before, but you know, we're nurturers, and when we want to keep someone, we take on that mother role, and being a mother is putting your child first.
Yeah.
So if you're mothering this man, you're putting this man first.
Yep.
And so you're not going to realize until you are beat the fuck up on the ground and now you got to crawl up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's not the way a relationship is supposed to work.
Ideally.
And honestly, I can't speak for men, but babe, tell me if you agree with this. I feel like a good man appreciates a woman who puts themselves first and who puts in that work.
I think if a man expects a woman to cater to him all the time, he's not really strong as a man.
Say it louder for the people in the back. This prohibition drink.
I love that line. Love that line.
I'm dying to use it.
But that's really
no, seriously, say it again for the people in the back.
That basically a real man shouldn't want a woman to give him basically all the attention and not do something for himself. You know, he should be confident in himself. He should be confident in the fact that she's independent and she could do for herself.
He shouldn't want a mother.
No, he
should want a partner.
Right.
It should be an addition.
Exactly.
Not a dependency.
Exactly.
Ooh, addition. Not a. Yo, we're dropping a lot of gems on the 35. Sorry.
Kicked in, didn't it?
An addition. What'd you say? An addition, not a what?
Not a dependency.
Not a dependency.
Damn.
Yeah. Yes. He doesn't speak often, but when he does.
Like Dolcat.
It's not always that great. He got one today.
Why you gotta hate, yo?
He got one.
Sometimes it's
but it was a real good one, though. It was a real good one.
That today was alright.
Yeah.
That's like a multi-episode cover right there.
No.
That was a really good point, though, babe, that you made.
Yeah, why you gotta stomp
I'm
on my
not giving you
butterflies,
this
yo?
much.
Oh, you brought it back. Oh, man, that's a good point. Yeah, that's why you have to put in that work, because otherwise you will be dependent on your partner. And it's okay to be dependent to an extent. I depend on him. He depends on me.
It's a different
but
type
it's
of
a give and
dependency,
take. Yeah, it's a give and take. It's not an unequal balance. At least I don't think so. You don't think so, right? Okay. So it shouldn't be lopsided, basically.
Not at all.
There's times where it will be, you know, if you're going through something and you kind of need to depend on your partner a little bit more, and then they do that, you know, it happens. But the majority shouldn't be like that. Just saying. So, second half
there was more
deals with resentment.
polls, right?
Yeah. So I felt kind of like resentment ties in with settling, because when you settle for someone who is not what you really actually want, you end up resenting them, just like homeboy resented his wife and his kids for a decision that he made.
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
So I asked, I forgot to mention other reasons that people settle. Weston said boredom, lonely sex. You said loneliness.
Get a doll.
Kimbo Shot said I was lonely.
I know that's right.
And a bunch of people spammed us. Jessica said comfort, fear of growth, or loneliness, which we mentioned before, the fear of growth. So yeah, loneliness was a big one. But in terms of resentment,
we said fear of growth.
Yeah, because you said something about when you You said something about growing somehow. Oh, no. Never mind. You said something about you grow through arguments sometimes.
Oh.
That's what you said.
Like the experience.
Yeah. You're right. You look like you about to fall out.
But she said, what was the question?
That was other reasons for why people settle.
Oh.
I think I said
Fear of growth.
Yeah, because that's like what I was saying, that it takes work to be in a relationship. And in order to be in a relationship, you got to focus on yourself and grow and, like you got to put in that work. And yeah, all that. I guess that's what she means.
I don't know why I have me so fucked up right now. I was like, wait, what do you mean?
I don't know. I could be misinterpreting it. So yeah, if you settle, you'll end up resenting them. And I asked, have you ever held on to resentment for someone? 76% said yes. 24% said no. So yeah, resentment is a big thing. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Did you guys hear that?
That was
I
think
loud.
that might have picked it up.
Yeah,
no.
Finally, someone.
I'm going to edit it out.
Leave it.
Edit it out. No.
Leave it.
Joe Budden burps on his podcast all the time.
There it is. Your first burp.
Start of a dynasty.
Oh my God.
I was frozen on Cortnie's face, really thinking about that other thing.
I saw that.
So what does that mean?
You were in deep thought right there.
I know. I wonder if my mouth is open and you're gonna like see it.
Oh, you know what she probably means too? That like you can't just come into a relationship with a good person and not grow. Like we're constantly growing together. You know what I mean? If you want to be in a healthy relationship, if you want to be a healthy individual, you constantly have to be working on yourself and growing as a couple. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what she meant. I don't know, Jessica. Let us know.
Yeah, I need more.
Ramirez.
I need more. Fear of growth.
DM us, like, expand on that a little bit more, because I could be completely misinterpreting what you meant by that. So,
I should have looked at that the other day. I would have asked her what she meant. That confuses me.
Yeah. So you know how we have our common women definitions for words. So I said that I think resentment comes from making decisions to do something with someone that goes against what you really want. It's different from compromising because it usually involves a major decision like kids, finances, where you want to live. What do you think about that? I'm sure there's different types of resentment, but that's just what came to mind for me. You don't remember what I said, did you? Mel's looking at me with this blank stare, like gesturing at my phone. Like, let me just look at it.
My face has been crazy this entire
like looking all around
podcast.
Like she's lost.
I'm also very tired,
like
so I'm like, wait,
did
what?
someone speak to me?
Oh man.
Well, resentment is also, to me, resentment is not letting go.
Yes.
Of hurt that someone has inflicted upon you. So, you know, whether you're staying or you're leaving, either way, I always say that, especially if you're staying, if you decide that you're going to forgive this person, you have to let whatever the situation is, you have to let it go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You cannot continue to badger this person and live in this space of resentment because it's just going to backfire on you. When you end a relationship, you're sad, you know, you resent the person for whatever they did wrong. But you need to let that go.
Exactly.
You need to let it go.
Exactly. And that's why I think it has to do with decisions that you make. Because you decided to forgive this person. But you're also deciding not to let go. So, like, you have to make a decision, like you said, and stick with that. Like, you can't, you know, renege on it. Yeah, so I think you just said that. Because I was saying it comes from betrayal also.
Yeah.
Who the heck is ringing our doorbell at 9:30 at night? What the heck? Oh my God.
Yeah, I got cameras everywhere, so check that camera.
Yeah, he's looking at the camera. Also, I think it can come from when you accept someone back into your life after they hurt you, but you haven't fully forgiven them. Turns into resentment. Oh, that's an Amazon package.
Does someone have to go up and get it?
Nah, we'll get it after the podcast. Sorry, guys.
Don't get robbed. Go get it. Go get it.
That was basically like the same thing you were saying.
They deliver this late?
Because of the
Now
holidays.
they do, yeah. We got a package at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because you know how now they're using like regular people to deliver Amazon?
I
They have like seasonal deliverers.
what is going on with you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
All right,
so
sorry
they're
guys.
delivering
I
at
just-
all kinds of hours now.
I clearly can't focus.
Mm.
I'm all over.
It's a rough cast.
Resentment. That's
I
all I got
think-
on it, honestly.
Bitterness turns into
Mm.
resentment. Like when people bitterness. What makes someone bitter? I don't even
A
know.
lot of things can make you bitter.
Like what?
Life experiences, for one.
Life
Oh, so-
experiences, jealousy.
Yeah.
So like if you've gone through like a bunch of like negative things, you
Mhm.
kind
You
of
are
become
just
bitter.
Nasty. ass
Negative
view of
Nancy.
things.
You become a negative Nancy and stay there.
Yep.
When you
Because it's
become
easier
bitter.
to wallow in misery than to be positive. If
Yeah.
you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an active effort to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm positive Patsy over here.
Positive Patsy. I
That's
like it.
me.
You're like one of those trolls with the long hair that are always happy.
Yes.
And you fart sprinkles.
Yo,
Definitely not sprinkles.
true story. I used to know this guy who farted and it smelled like candy.
There's no way.
For real,
I'm
yo?
not even lying. Ask both of my
What
brothers.
do you have, like a freaking peppermint in his cheeks?
I don't know what he did, but every no, like sweet candy. It smelled good. I'm
He
not even gonna
probably
lie.
had a little perfume spray
He
bottle,
rimmed that shit.
and every time he farted, he just spray it.
You
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Nobody
'Cause I
farts
was-
candies.
I'm telling you.
Nobody
And
farts
I was
candy.
younger at the
There's
time,
no
so it's
such thing.
possibility he somehow fooled me.
Yeah,
but
there's
my
no
brothers
such
were
thing.
older. Every time he farted,
Nah.
I didn't see anything. He didn't have
There's
his hands
something more sinister
anywhere.
than...
It smelled sweet.
something more
Maybe
sinister
you're a
than
nurse.
that.
What happens when you fart and it smells sweet? Doesn't that mean there's something wrong with you?
You have diabetic ketoacidosis.
So maybe that's what it was.
It smells like fruit, yeah.
Shut
Oh my
the
god!
fuck up.
Yeah.
Diabetics have good farts.
When you have ketoacidosis. you
What
can.
is
I
what?
wonder if that's what he had.
What is that?
It's an illness.
What
your,
is that?
Your enzymes are all fucked up. I can't remember exactly right now. I have to look back at the book.
Oh,
The
shit.
loveliest farts I've ever smelled. I swear to you.
Yeah.
And he had a straight illness.
Hey,
He probably did.
Carney was
Kid
in
was
there
freaking half dead.
basking in the smell of his ass.
Is
is
That's so sweet.
that a Jolly Rancher? God, you smell great.
Is that watermelon I smell?
What the
That
fuck?
no
This
sense.
is the dumbest shit
That's some
ever.
fucked up shit.
Oh, God.
Dear God, that's hysterical.
How did we get here?
Yeah, you get into
This
a
one
fruity
gave you
fart.
sprinkle farts. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's what it
That's
was.
what it
Yeah.
was.
Little troll.
That's
That's funny.
hysterical.
You never
Well,
seen that movie, Trolls?
It's so cute.
No.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's
It's
the
freaking
cutest movie.
hilarious.
Yeah.
There's a troll that sprinkles glitter.
That's the Justin
He farts
Timberlake
glitter.
one.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Is
No,
it on
not Justin
Netflix? I'll
Timberlake.
watch it.
yeah. I think it's on Netflix. Yeah, he
It's
is.
cute.
He's
The
on
silver
it.
one, right?
Yeah,
the
the,
sparkly silver
the
one.
dance music one that
Yeah.
farts glitter. It's
I
crazy.
find glitter so annoying. I would hate to fart glitter. I'd rather smell like shit than
It's on
fart glitter.
everything. You can't get glitter off of
You can
anything.
get that shit off.
It's like everywhere.
Shining all the time.
Shit is horrible.
You always end up with a glitter sparkle on your eyelash
Somehow,
or your
like-
eye.
It's
And
always on your eye.
It's always
And
It's
it's
always
there
on
like
your eye.
months later after the episode.
Yeah.
It's like, where the fuck
yo.
this
Why
glitter
can't I get, you take 50 showers? You still got the sprinkle on your
from?
eye.
One.
Oh, fuck that. No. I'd rather have an eggie than a fucking glitter.
That is bad if you
This
got
is
an
really
eggie
taking
and you're
a
in the
turn.
elevator though.
Who farts in the elevator?
Yo.
I know people that fart in
Yeah.
elevators. Like,
Why would
no.
you do that? That's
Because
inhumane.
to them, they're like, why the fuck am I rotting my insides out to appease your nose?
Yeah.
Bitch, hold your breath.
I'm a holder. I'm a holder.
Yeah.
I'm that bold like you,
You
Mel.
can
I
tell,
can't do
boy.
it.
I wouldn't fart in an elevator. It wasn't me.
No, not in the elevator.
I would hold it
Just
too.
around people, period.
You
It
just
took me
shouted
years.
me out crazy right now. That was crazy. She was like, just around people. Why are you
Yeah.
blasting me like this?
No pun intended.
Because I secretly admire you.
Look, I feel like if I work with you and I'm with you like
It's
9
family.
hours a day,
You gonna
fuck your
feel the wrath.
nose.
You gotta take
I'm not
everything.
I'm not damaging
Except
my
all of
body
me.
for 8 hours a day for you.
Meanwhile, I'm
Man,
in my cube
I
dying
can
a slow
handle
death.
a 5-minute elevator ride. I don't even well, elevator's 5 minutes, but I'll hold it for an elevator ride. That's like seconds. But hours, fuck yourself. I'm farting.
Yeah.
Loud,
I need that
aggressive,
kind
I
of
don't
freedom.
care.
I'll be the only one on my side of the office and still won't fart in my cube
Nah.
because I'm scared somebody will walk up right afterwards.
That's when your boss comes over.
Exactly. Like as soon as you
don't
let
get
it out,
stomach
they'd be like,
pains?
"Of course I do." That's probably why I'm all jacked up.
You poor thing. You get gas pains in your back too, right? If you
Yeah.
hold it in.
Yeah. But now I'll like go to the bathroom or something like that.
Boy.
It took me years to fart in front of him for the first time.
Yeah.
Thank God you're not one of those guys who are like, "Oh, ew, you fart." Like, I'm a human being. Yeah.
A girl farts. Yeah, they do that.
This
There's
is
so
stupid
many
to
guys
me.
like that.
Yeah.
Don't pee in front of me.
Really?
Guy, really?
Get out of here.
But you want to be all in there though?
How are you ever going to be a
Okay.
parent?
Okay. Wait. So my sister-in-law sent me a meme, right? And it's like, it was a post that the girl was like, so at what point can I take a shit in your house? So I feel like if we have sex, cards off the table. We're taking shits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
So she made me laugh because she's like, my brother, you know, a lot of people run the water when they shit in strangers' houses. And so she was running the water. My brother was like, man, you wasted a lot of water. Turn that shit off and take a shit. And I told her, I said, you know what's funny? We're so twins because I've done that before. Like, I'll wait till the guy comes back and I'll be like, you really don't have to waste that much fucking water. Just take a shit,
It's
guy.
like, I know you're taking a
You're
shit.
taking a shit. Nobody just runs the water. Just take a shit. The TV was on. I'm not going to hear it splashing. Like, you're bugging. Nobody hears it splashing, everyone,
Yeah.
unless
it's
the
like,
apartment's complete silence.
or it's
I
like
do.
And you're
one
really
of them
dropping some
crazy-
shit.
Yeah.
Why do we get so self-conscious and weird about something that everybody does?
I don't. I'm past it.
Good for you.
I'm
Yeah,
past
fuck
it.
all
I am
that.
I
like
will
a bathroom anxiety
that deuce
person.
hard.
Gladly take what shit.
I will shit in your house with no problem.
You know what though? You know, this conversation has really gone fucking left. But anyway, some people I feel bad because some people have to sit there for so long and like meditate and like do all types of like rubbing your knees to get shit out. I'm a 2
You gotta
second
get
chick.
shiatsu to take
I'm
a
a
shit.
2-second
You
chick.
in out.
I'm in out.
Nah, I go, but I chill. You know.
You have to
what
like
You be in
meditate
there
I'm saying?
having
I read
readings
and shit.
stuff.
Yeah.
because you have to,
No,
or
'cause I
just
want
He's done
to.
in
that's
2 seconds.
you're hiding.
Nah. I just
That's
want to
his man
read.
I have no
time.
responsibility while I'm in the
wanna read,
bathroom.
that's it.
Exactly.
I gotta read. I'm reading my catching up on my emails and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, I just want to get in and out. I don't
I
wanna
play
stay there.
games. That's what keeps me
That's
in
why
there.
they call it the
Yeah.
man's
But my
throne.
my
Scrolling
legs are
on
quick
social
to go to
media.
sleep. My legs are quick to go to sleep. I
Me
gotta get
too.
up.
Me too.
Mm.
Yeah, social media will keep me there way longer
Flopping
than
off
I
the
need to
toilet
be.
bowl.
You make me snort. I'm like,
Yeah, to be like, my legs, my legs.
You hear like a thump. It's like, babe, no. Fell off the bowl.
we said too much on this half of the podcast. I need this cut because I don't need dudes that, anybody I'm dating to hear this shit.
It's
Be
real,
like,
man.
damn, this chick out here shitting and farting everywhere. I don't need this reputation.
Look, it's a natural part of life.
It is what
You
it is,
know?
yo.
Get used
It is
to
what
it.
it is.
I
Just
us-
wait until you have kids.
I usually want them to have a lot of feelings before I
You tell them you take a
bombard them with shits
You
and
gotta
farts.
love me.
Love me first.
me
I need
first.
goggles. Give me some goggles and I'll give you the raw.
shit. Yeah.
Literally.
Oh,
We're idiots. How do we get from settling and
Because y'all know the
resentment
words.
to farts,
Settling.
craps?
Shit settles in the
I
toilet.
mean, We can't always be on some real serious shit.
You gotta keep it-
Who
you gotta
wants
keep it
to
light,
hear
yeah.
all
Wouldn't
that
be the
shit?
Common Woman podcast. Syndicated in 30 countries.
Yo.
You know?
Oh, man. This is a great drink, babe. Thank you
Why,
so much.
Thank you.
So, guys,
Mm.
I have an exciting announcement to make about our affirmations. So, on every episode, Mel would look up affirmations and get them on like Google or something like that.
Yeah.
But now that you guys have probably noticed I've been posting the affirmations on our page, we thought it might be better if
Now we
Mel-
thought Cortnie said, yo, hey, listen,
trying to make it.
I'm posting affirmations. I think it'd be
Come
a
up with
good
some
idea if you made your own and we didn't take shit from online.
Mhm,
And I was
yeah.
like, all right, I guess this
Plagiarism.
is what it is.
Don't want to pay royalties.
Copyright
yo.
infringement.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's really what went down. My lazy ass would have kept on Googling.
I was trying to be like, so we thought about it
Mm.
and what we decided.
Nah, I wrote this affirmation in the kitchen. Like, An hour
that's
ago.
it, though.
And I
That's
thought
it,
she
though.
Googled it. That's how good it was.
Mm.
ah,
So
You
with
ready?
that being said,
all right.
it's affirmation time.
Bling, bling,
Bing, bing.
Yo, we can't take breaks, man. You give us one Friday off, and this is what happens.
Gotta make up. Gotta make up.
Off the rails.
Oh my God. Okay, affirmation for the week. Oh, okay.
Okay, fancy.
Wow, okay. Okay. I let go of my past hurt and trust that the universe will provide the love that I want and deserve.
Bam.
That was deep, yo.
You can't tell me
Appreciate
that wasn't
that.
good.
Thank you.
Better than Google.
Bah.
Nice.
That came from the Metro Hood
The
herself.
word, yo.
I hate y'all. I really do.
MH.
I really do.
I love it.
I thought I was all the way classy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yo.
always.
I'm mad that dudes be like, oh, you're from the Bronx. Definitely.
Oh, wow.
F all of y'all.
Jeez.
It's the accent.
Apparently,
It's the
huh?
accent. It's
Apparently.
the accent.
I'm a little mad that there wasn't
Jennifer
a lot
was
of
like,
us-
did you say 3?
three? Oh, you for sure said 3.
Did you say 3?
I
Like,
make
I
fun of
hate
you all
you.
day. You said something the other day that was so funny. I can't remember what it was.
When you get
Good.
mad, it comes out a lot, though. Yeah. That's when it comes out.
All right, good day, y'all. Thanks for tuning
We always
in.
end the podcast this way.
Thanks for
So love.
tuning in.
So love.
Anyways, guys, thanks so much for hanging in and listening. We will talk to you and see you again if you watch us on YouTube next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye.
Bye.
If you are enjoying the Common Woman podcast and would like to support, please like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you would like to contact the Common Woman podcast, you can email us at thecommonwomanpodcast@gmail.com or reach out to us on social media on Instagram @thecommonwomanpodcast and on Twitter @commonwomanpod. Thank you for your support.